Hello, how are you? I found very inspiring. I was interviewing someone tonight who's suffering from muscular dystrophy. And as I was listening to him about his book and listening to his story, I found it very inspiring. He talked to me about the impact I've had on his life, and he began to cry and said, "You have no idea what impact you've had on my life. I went to see you in Queens, New York, and I waited in line for 6 hours to see you. I was the only guy there in a wheelchair. You didn't see me. But I didn't think that here I am now after the event, and I get a chance to talk to you one on one. And I said, tell me the turning point for you. When you look at your life, the challenges that you face, you weighed just over 2 pounds when you were born. Medical support and instruments we have today, they did not have during that time. You've had over 14 different operations, and yet and still, you've been able to live an exceptional life. And now you're in a book with me, and I said, what is the title? And he talked about that that spark within. And so we were talking, and he said, sometimes things happen to you in life that you cry. And so you can allow those tears to be framed in sadness, or those tears to be framed in gratitude. That meant a lot to me because someone that I love very much has been going through something. And I've been crying and feeling powerless. But he said something that put me to the place of re-looking at myself and my faith. He said, God is not a concept. God is a way of life. I'm coming for you right now. I got to. I said I was supposed to go upstairs. I've been down here in the studio, but I said, you know what? I'm not gonna go to sleep with this word in me because there's somebody else that can have an appreciation for what I just shared. It's not a concept. It's a way of life. You either believe or you don't, and you have a choice to frame those tears that you're now experiencing with gratitude and hope and expectation that God is still in charge. This is no place for a warrior. This is a place for a warrior. He's checking me, the motivator. And he had me to look at my tears differently. And I'm saying to you, there's something in you. He kept saying that to me. He said, you, when I was going through some tough times, you brought something out of me. I would listen to you when I'm in a dark place and going through some tough experiences. And he began to cry, and I cried with his tears of gratitude and appreciativeness that I was able to touch him in spite of what he was going through and is going through with muscular dystrophy, but he has not allowed that to control his life. He said to me, the motivator, God is not a concept. It's a way of life. And whatever area of your life that requires some attention, whatever you are dealing with, whatever the pain, the tragedy, the stuff that life catch you on the blind side that you didn't see coming, it's a way of life. This must permeate everything that you look at, everything that you deal with, everything that you experience. That's why Paul said, in all things, give thanks. Woo! In all things, give thanks. Give thanks. And so it created a shift in me. And I needed that at that point in time. This evening, I needed it because I've been praying for my great grandson. Just a few days old. And I must remember, regardless of what they say, and he went there too. God is in charge. And those doctors and those medical instruments, they don't know the purpose and the meaning of my great grandson's life. They don't know everything. No. And I must remember this is not a concept. This is a way of life. And that allows you to not allow yourself to go to a certain place in terms of your state of mind, where others become depressed, where others give up and others surrender to grief. You can stand up inside yourself. He'll never leave me nor forsake me, or my great grandson. He is a way of life. Yes, 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 yes. That he's with him and he's walking this out with us. His name is Matthew, and Matthew means a gift from God. If you believe it's a gift from God, then honor the gift with your faith. Wrap it up in optimism. Wrap it up in joy that passeth all human understanding. Wrap it up with positive expectation. Stand on the knowing that all is well. I don't know what's going on in your life, but I'm going to share this blessing with you. I know you didn't ask me for it, Les. I didn't ask you. It's time for you and Tyrone, your little squirrel friend, to go to sleep. I know, but I wasn't going to go to sleep with this message in me. No, no, I'm coming for you. Because there are a lot of folks going through some stuff. Eviction, I've been there, done that, bought that t-shirt. Foreclosure, been there, done that, bought that t-shirt and a pair of tennis shoes. And my mother taught me, keep your head up. Boy, we still have each other. And there are people going through a lot of pain right now, a lot of uncertainty, and there are people breaking down and snapping and doing all type of bizarre things. But there are certain people who realize that God is still present, even though we can't see God, but we can experience a peace that passeth all human understanding. We can experience God and the way that we live our lives, even when it's disrupted, even when hell is all around us, even in the midst of the storm of our lives, we can hear his voice saying, peace, be still. Be still. I got you. I got you. Cry if you must, but let those tears be framed with joy, with gratitude, with a knowing. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free from anguish and anxiety and depression. Oh, yes, he's still in the miracle working business. Yes, he still can dispatch angels to intervene in your behalf and to argue your case in the universe and deliver you and liberate you from yourself. Mm, I don't know you. I can't even see you. But here's what I know. You have something special. You have greatness in you. And God only sent his strongest soldiers here during this place and time. I just found my grandmother, Beulah Rucker, and I look at her life and what she did in Gainesville, Georgia. I asked God, what am I supposed to do with this information? And he said, look at what she did. She worked. He said, she taught herself how to read from the newspapers that were used to insulate the cabin where she lived. Her father was just one step out of slavery. There was no school for black kids. She built her own school, own boarding school. They said she got up early in the morning and late at night because a woman wasn't supposed to be doing carpentry. And she built it. I sat on the porch and and the house that she built for girls to go to school. It was red. Have you ever seen a red house? I haven't. Red is my favorite color. They said red was her favorite color. Mm, never saw her. Just saw a video of her and heard her voice for the first time in my 77th year on the planet. What are the chances? She was a motivational speaker and gave birth to my mother, Dorothy Bell, and she was a motivational speaker. Come on. There's certain things that's passed on to us. We are the children of the ones that would not die. We are stronger than we realize. You have some power. There's something in your DNA. There's something in your history that says that you are more than a conqueror. That's also in your present and that will carry you in and out of the pandemic. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chesting rod, fell in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat, have not our weary feet. Come on now. Come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We've come over a way that with tears have been watered. We've come treading a path through the blood of the slaughtered. Oh, don't you give up. That's not in you. No. No, it's not in your DNA. No. Mm-mm. Life is a fight for territory. And once you stop fighting for what you want, what you don't want will automatically take over. No. The people and the things that are being unleashed, the evil to destroy us, they ain't playing. And we ain't playing either. Are you work at WVKO radio station in Columbus, Ohio? Eddie Saunders was a guy that had a top position there, and he used to box when he was younger. And I said to him, I was just joking with him, Eddie, you know, I heard you used to box. He said, yeah. I said, I ought to just run over there and slap you. He said, come on. He said, but I guarantee you, you'll limp back. And we must serve notice, as Sandra Brown would, Tanya Brown would say, we must be vocal, we must be visible, and we must be vigilant and engaged. And let everyone know. Serve notice. We ain't playing either. No. We're drawing a line. Sometimes in this thing called life, you have got to put your foot down. And you say, no, no. Even when we were kids, cross this line. Or you bad, knock this out of my head. Sometimes. And you got to draw a line and say, I'm getting up from here. I'm gonna find a way out of here, or I'm going to create a way. How? I don't know. But I'm gonna create it. You got it like that. How could you say that given where I am, Les? Because you're made in the likeness and image of God. It doesn't get any better than that. You have the power, authority, and dominion to handle anything that life throws at you. Don't buy into the distractions and the negative conversations. And don't allow other people's failures and setbacks distract you. Stay focused on your strength. Answer the call on your life. There's a reason for you being here. And give it everything you have. You can't have step now. No. Average is over. You've got to get out of your head and get into your greatness. Don't follow the crowd. This is a place for leaders. You've got to bring out the leadership voice in you. This is a place for grave robbers. Robbing the cemetery of your gifts, of your dreams, of the things that you were chosen out of 400 million sperm to bring to the world to make it a better place for our children and our children's children. Yeah. This young man, his name is Batura. I like that name. He said, Mr. Brown, he said, this thing called life, here's a man who has muscular dystrophy. He said, if the road doesn't give you what you want, build a new road. Mr. Brown, I said, yes. He said, you got to guard your faith. You got to hold on to it and give it power. Come on. Woo! You got to guard your faith. Why? Because there are things that happen that will chip at it. Like an ice pick. You got to guard it. You got to protect it by keeping your faith in your faith, even when things don't turn out the way that you want them. Don't just say, oh, not my will, but thy will be done. And oh, by the way, here's what I want your will to be. No. You got to be like Shadrach, Meshach, and a bad Negro. I mean, a Bendigo. Oh, behave! My God is able to deliver me. But if not, I still won't bow. Like this page and share it. Somebody you know needs this message that you will not bow. You can take the house, you can take the car. I learned a long time ago the best way to get back on your feet is to miss 3 car payments. Hello, it's okay. Hello. Oh my God. Ooh, ooh. I'm 77. I'm having a hot flash right now. I call it a power surge. Oh boy. So, Atul, he motivated me. We were having a conversation about his book, The Spark Within. Hmm. I just want to have a few words with you. I believe never put off for tomorrow that you don't mind dying in you today. In case this is my last night on the planet, I got this conversation out. You know, one of the things is this motivational industry has been hijacked by people just speaking to sell. I speak to sell you on your greatness, that you have something special. You have greatness in you, built in greatness, and you've got to be hungry to get it out. Now, I came in here and I put on my cape. I got to put my red on. You ain't going to see nothing else but that. And now that I know that my grandmother, Beulah Rucker, that was her favorite red. That was her favorite color too. Had a red house that she built. They said she had a hammer and a saw. Okay, so I'm gonna keep the brand going in Gainesville, Georgia. But sometimes I read something today about the value of a word that can that can bring you cheer, that can uplift your spirit, a word when you're feeling down that can energize you. The sound of someone's voice, as I talked with him and he was repositioning himself as he talked to me and talked about his company and getting teary about how I motivated him. And I'm saying to myself, I motivated you. You motivating me up in here, up in here. You coming for me. I ain't scared of you. You coming for me in a wheelchair. Come on, brother. Wow. Look how God works. Look at God. Thank you, Father. Thank you for life. Thank you for the ability to talk and to express gratitude. Thank you for the blessings and your healing hand on my great grandson. And my granddaughter and her husband. Thank you for our strength as we guard our faith, as we hold on to our faith, and we give our faith power of knowing that all is well. We give our faith power, but not judging according to appearances. We give our faith power by knowing you'll never leave us nor forsake us. We give our faith power to call forth those things that be not as though they were. We thank you for the people that are listening to my voice right now that's going through some stuff, and let them know it's only a test. Oh, it's only a test. It's only a test, and we must have the courage to weather the storm of this test. We must know that you never give us more than we can bear, and knowing that you're not a concept, but a way of life, of how we live life, of how we frame life. This gift that you've given us, we know that life is your gift to us, and how we live our lives, how we frame our lives is our gift to you. Hmm. And though we might be slayed in this thing called life, we will always love you. We'll always believe in you and be thankful for you. Help someone get a good night's sleep tonight. Help someone to keep their head up. Help someone to stand up inside themselves. Atua said, when I saw you dancing on stage at the Rock Church in New York, I was dancing inside myself. I said, come on, brother, I know you coming for me. Help someone who's listening to me now, who perhaps don't have control of all their limbs, to dance inside themselves, knowing that you're still in charge. Amen and amen and amen. The light of God surrounds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us wherever we are. God is. My sister called me knucklehead, Margaret. Just you have called me knucklehead. Just say, yes, I'm feeling you in tarot. Yes, Leslie. Yes, 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 yes. I can hear you in my heart. I speak to you now, speaking life and speaking a good night's sleep. Bye for now. You can tell I haven't taken my medication.